So we will continue and we are going to look uh, at the next lesson of the module 2, which is creating a simple workflow. Now, to create a simple workflow, we will take a very simple example, which we have also covered in our earlier video, which is connecting uh, forms.app to Google Google Sheet, right? If you're not familiar about that, so what you can do, you can just in the auto appy and the footer, or else you can just search on YouTube. I prefer this because of practice. Yeah. So in auto appy or www.youtube.com @ auto appy, which is our YouTube channel, or else you can just with YouTube, you can just type auto appy, and if by chance, yeah, this is the our channel link. In that, we can just see this is the video that we have created, and in this video, we have taken the same example of connecting the Forms.app and Google Sheet. Like in that, I have explained why to connect the Forms.app and Google Sheet, but I will just explain that example again. So to connect Forms.app, instead of Forms.app, you can use any kind of application. Uh, but Forms is the very basic things for a trigger. So if someone fills the form, you wanted to do something. So for form, you have multiple options. You can select Forms dot app or Google Form. People generally use Google Form, but to integrate Google Form, it requires 2 to 3 additional steps, which means you will it will take 5 minutes to 6 minutes extra, right? So Forms.app to integrate as a beginner, it is very easy to integrate apps like Forms.app, Typeform or something in an automation. It doesn't mean that you cannot integrate Google Forms or that. It's just that when you are beginner, we prefer for applications like Forms.app, which which is very easy to integrate in automation. Like it is not that Google Form is difficult. It is also easy, but it takes 5 minutes extra of the explanation. But we will also create in detailed video with Google Sheet or Google Form or all the forms that are available from Typeform to all the forms that are available. But for this video example, to create a simple workflow, we will create. If someone fills the form, you wanted that data to store in Google Sheet. It might be instead of this forms.app, it might be if someone fills the information in your website, you wanted to store in Google Sheet, or else you wanted to send an email, whatever the sub actions might be. But for the sake of this explanation, I will choose forms.app. So let's say uh, forms to Google Sheet. Google Sheet. Yeah, so this is the example that we are going to create. So as we have already explained, trigger is our first application that if something happens, you wanted to do something. So I want if someone fills the forms uh, using forms.app, which is like in the action I'm choosing. What is the action that I'm selecting is new form submission. If someone fills the form, I wanted to do something, right? Like what I wanted to do, I want that data to be added in Google Sheet. So I will just click on plus icon and the Google Sheet. And in Google Sheet, there are lots of options in which what I wanted to do, I wanted to insert a row in a Google Sheet. You can also do all these things, but in this video, we are going to see insert a row. Let's click on add a node. So these are the automation that we are going to build. So nodes are added, but these are the nodes which are just added. So in detail, we are going to look how you can configure the node. So, but yeah, to create this workflow properly, we have to configure the node so we are also going to look some basic things like node, configuring the node, testing, etc. for the completion of this video. So we have added this node, which is forms.app and Google Sheet. But currently, this will not work because which is the form, right? Which form you are talking about? There are thousands of form that are available on the internet, right? Maybe or there are thousands of websites that are available in the internet. So you have to connect the exact form that you're talking about. Maybe your yoga form or fitness form or your let's say you are selling some course, online coaching course or e-commerce shop, whatever your application, website or form, you have to connect that form with this auto app or this node. So this is just a node. You have to connect that node so that it will be able to contact. And you have to complete these three steps, which is setup, configure, and test. Then only this workflow will be completed. If you go again to teacher, right? So this example of teacher. So this teacher can teach, like take attendance, teach topic, but you have to explain to this teacher which is the school that you have to go, which is her classroom in which she can teach, and what is the topic that she has to teach. So these are the steps like the setup and the configuration. And the test is like you have to see if everything is working properly or not, the configuration. Similarly, in the shape example, you have to, so shape can do these things, but you have to configure. You can consider these are the robots. You have to give some instruction or inject something in this robot, like which is the restaurant you have to cook in, like which is the dish you have to prepare or whatever. And then that chef will prepare that dish, and you have to see the dish that that chef has prepared, is that properly or not. So and similarly, this is the delivery boy. If he is able to, so you have to configure it, like what is the location he will be working, like pick up address and this. So this is are the functionality. You have to uh, give some values to this node so that it will be able to connect with your application, right? So now, once you select the forms.app, you have to connect AutoAppy or your workflow, this particular node, to your exact forms.app, right? So to do that, now this is again also the topic of node setup. So we are also looking for the node setup, so which is creating a connection and configuring the things, which we are also looking parallelly, right? But don't worry, for now, as to create the first workflow, you have to do node setup. But in node setup topic, we will look in more detail, right? Now, forms.app. So to understand that, you have to click on this hamburger menu, and there is also a concept of webhook. Now, what is the concept of webhook? Now we will look the concept of webhook. I will also record a short video about the webhook and add in this particular playlist of the course itself. But webhook is the link which you have to provide in your form, right? To elaborate this, the topic of webhook, I will just from the point of view of beginner, let's say mm, this is your website, right? This is your website, or um, let's take form, right? So this is the form, right? The actual form might be something like this. So this is the form, not the icon of the form. I want a proper form. So for that, I will just go to forms.app/my forms. So there are forms. So I will just show this form, which we are going to. So this is the bakery form. So I'll just click on share and copy the link in incognito mode. So this is the bakery form, right? Now, if I fill the information in this particular form, I have just created a form for a demonstration. So this is the form. So if I fill the information of the form, I want this data to go in a Google Sheet. I will also quickly create a sheets.new. So this is the Google Sheet, right? But so how AutoAppy or anyone will be able to know like this is the form which belongs to me. So like it doesn't mean like in the internet there might be form of my friend. So I will not be able to access the form of my friend. So if I am the owner of this form, I have to give the permission and connect this form with AutoAppy and say that whatever the details will be connected in the collected in this form should be transferred in my this Google Sheet. So you are the owner. So to do that, you have to give the necessary permission. You have to connect this particular forms. And this is the theory. The application might change, the scenarios might change, the step of connecting might change, but this is the thing. If you if you select any kind of application, the first thing you have to do, you have to set up, which means you have to set up your forms and auto apply, right? So once you do that, then anyone fills this form, so this data will be sent to your this particular workflow, which is forms.google sheet, or your this workflow, and auto apply will be able to receive that data. Later you will be able to store this data in google sheet, or else you will be able to send a message to that particular person for any operation that you wanted to perform. Yeah, so this much theory, I think this is sufficient. So the to do that, what you have to do, you have to copy this webhook URL and paste in that particular form. But if you are a viewer, you will not be able to do that. So you have to go to the edit access. So this is forms.app, and there is option of connect, right? Or else whenever you will go in forms.app or any form, if it is a different application, we will create different videos or different scenarios. But this is the theory. So we will click on edit, and once you click on edit, the second step you have to do, you have to click on connect, right? And when you click on connect, just search webhooks so that you will be able to provide the webhook. In your scenario, it will be blank. So because I just did the testing, it was already there. So if you delete, so in your scenario, it will be add a webhook button. So you have to just add a webhook and paste the link that you have copied from here in your workflow. You just have to copy that link in the form that you wanted to this and just do save. So once that is done, now whoever fills this form, your auto API will be able to receive that. And to check that, you have to do start capturing sample data. So this button, start capturing the sample data, which means in a testing mode, whenever you are testing something, right? Let's say you are testing something, you are testing an automation. So first, every time, only for a trigger I'm talking, you have to do a testing. Uh, Once you have configured the webhook link, you have to test whether you're able to receive the data or not. You have to check, you have to go again in that particular form, which is in this scenario, this is the form. Fill all the information and check if AutoAppy is able to receive the data or not. And to do that, you have to click on Start Capturing the Data. And whatever the instruction of setting up the webhook, we have given in every app. So below, if you scroll down, you can see all the instruction logged into AutoAppy. Then click on the form that you want, and then click on Edit, Connect Webhooks, and click on Connect, Add Webhook Paste, whatever the instructions that we have given. So instead of forms.app, if you select different application like type form, etc., we have also provided the instructions that are necessary to set up the webhook. So even if you don't watch the different videos, using the instructions, you will be able to still set up the webhooks. But for now, we will come again to our main topic, which is once the webhook is set up, you have to click on start capturing the sample data. Once you click on this button, now AutoAppy is waiting to receive the data from the form. So what you have to do, once this button is clicked, I will just check if the recording is on. Yeah, it is on. So once this button is clicked, what you have to do, you have to go in the form that you have integrated or linked with AutoAppy. In this case, this is the form, and you have to enter your details, whatever the details that you for the testing purpose. So I'll just enter my details, which is Ritik Veer, and Ritik uh, Veer 24 at the rate gmail.com, and any number 111 222 33445. Yeah, this is we didn't enter any validation, so city Pune, and yeah, you can do cash and just do submit the form. Yeah, we'll just add some product so that we'll be able to. So these are the two products has been added, $20, and just click cash and do submit. Once someone fills the form, now this all the details will be received to AutoAppy. To check if we have received the details or not, just click on check status. So if we have received the status, this uh, all the steps which is set up, configure, test will be completed only in the case of trigger. In for the action, the steps are different. right? But trigger in general, every trigger has this. You have to copy. Most of the trigger has this. You have to copy the webhook link, and then you have to paste that webhook link uh, to some kind of a source, and after that you have to click on capture sample data and do a testing payment, or maybe testing of, if it is a payment you have to do payment, if it is a form you have to fill a form, and let's say if it is a different thing, if someone send you a mail you have to check by sending a mail, whatever the trigger, whatever the trigger it is, the condition that you're expecting after happening this, you have to make sure that condition to be happen for the testing, and after that you have to do uh, capture the sample data, and once the data is received, so this is the data that has been received in the auto API. Currently you may not be able to read the data properly because this is in the JSON format, but you will be able to utilize this data in the next nodes, right? So to use this data, so what is the data you have filled? You can utilize this data in the next node, right? It might be Google Sheet, Airtable, etc. So if you wanted to add this data in a Google Sheet, so or it might be Airtable, etc. For sake of this video, as Google Sheet is used by most of the people, I'm using Google Sheet. So just click on hamburger menu, which is the three horizontal lines, then click on setup. Now, to do the setup, now you wanted to add this record in a Google Sheet, right? So I cannot add the data in anyone's Google Sheet. I have to make sure that the data is being added in my Google Sheet and it belongs to me. So I have to create a connection with the Google Sheet or the account in which you wanted to add a data. If it is you wanted to send a mail, you have to connect a mail or give the permission of the mail. If you wanted to do something in ChatGPT, you have to give ChatGPT's set of permissions to auto-API. So similarly, to send a data in a Google Sheet, you have to click on create a new connection and then do connect with Google. So once connect with Google button is there, the consent screen will open that continue to auto API. Just click on that and then just do continue. So uh, just do continue whatever the permission is there, and after that your connection, which means auto API and your Google Sheet has connected. So that your and you can see uh, as it is connected, the checkbox or the first step is completed. Now your second step is not completed, so you cannot go to the third step. But if you wanted to go in the previous step, which is the first step, you can just click on this. If you wanted to go as this step is completed, if you wanted to go to the next step, you can just click on this, right? And if you have an existing connection, so you can just check the existing connections. Uh, if let's say in the next example, we will just use Google Sheet hashtag 2 because at the time we will not create a new connection. We'll just use the existing connection, right? For now, I will not do any save changes because it is already saved. Yeah, so this is a setup. In setup, you mostly have to give permission of your application. It might be different application, Google Sheet, whatever the app that you have choose, right? We have already discussed what are the apps and everything. Whatever the app you have choose, you have to give that application permission to auto API, so that once that permission is given, the second is configure. Like you have just given the permission of Google Sheet. We can add a data to your Google Sheet, but which is the Google Sheet in which you wanted to add a data, right? For that, you have to give a Google Sheet ID. And how to find a Google Sheet ID? Like the procedure will be different from application to application, and for every application that you wanted to use, we will also create videos, right? Uh, so make sure you check up our YouTube channel, which is Auto Appy. YouTube channel. So for every application, like let's say it is Google Sheet, Airtable, etc., we will be creating more number of videos so that you will be able to understand how you can connect that particular application. And after a few 5 to 10 application, you'll be able to understand by your own how to do that, right? Because we have also written down all the instructions that are needed, right? So how to find the Google Sheet ID, like enter the Google Sheet ID and how it looks. But for if someone who does not know, you have to go to the sheet. Let's say this is the Google Sheet, and I will just name this as demo demo sheet and auto API. sorry, example, right? And yeah, so this is the Google Sheet ID. After slash D, this is the Google Sheet ID. If you don't know how to find the Google Sheet ID, you can just copy the entire link and go to ChatGPT, chatgpt.com, and just ask, like, give me the Google Sheet ID, give me the sheet ID and ID, and it will just give you the ID. If this like 1 to G, it is the ID that you wanted to paste in Auto Appy. So if you go again, come back in Auto Appy, just click on this map data button. Right, this is a very small here. If it is not noticeable, so here maybe next time here it is a very small checkbox that you have to click uh, so that map data will be visible, right? So once you done do that, you have to enter the Google Sheet ID, or else you can also after slash D you have to copy. Just do double tap, it will be copied till the next slash, or else you can after the slash till the next slash before edit you have to copy the ID. Whatever is you're comfortable with, you can follow that procedure. I have shown 2 to 3 ways to copy the Google Sheet ID. You can just enter the Google Sheet ID. Once the Google Sheet ID is entered, you will see all the sheets that are available. So currently there is only one sheet in your Google Sheet uh, that is available. And before that, make sure to to add the headers. So what are the header? Let's say I wanted to store first name, last name, and email and phone number, right? So these are the columns that I wanted to add whenever someone fills the information. So I will just check if we have the form. Let's go back. So whenever someone fills the form, I want their first name. So this is the first name, last name, email, and phone number to pop up here in the Google Sheet, right? So this is a simple automation that you wanted to create, right? So for that, what we will do, just make sure that the headers are there, because once you select something, once you select the sheet and the subsheet, AutoAppy will fetch the first header. So this is the header. If you have two more column, which is this and this and this, so AutoAppy will also fetch that column, and you have to enter like what you wanted to enter in this column, and whatever the columns, right? So whenever you are selecting after you enter the sheet and subsheet, make sure you already have the header so that AutoAppy will fetch that header. So currently I will just select this is the sheet. So once I selected that, see all the headers that are available in my Google Sheet are fetched. So now I want, like, I have to fill this information, like what are the details, because what we are doing, we are inserting a row in a Google Sheet. So this is the row that will be inserted automatically once someone fills the form. If the next person, let's say John, fills the form, his information will be filled here. If Jack fills the form, his information will be filled here. So whatever the information is there, it will be filled in Google Sheet, right? So you now, so that was the action, but that's why the column has been fetched. So now you have to enter, like, in this specific column, what is the information you wanted to enter. There, like, you can also enter fixed things like string, or else you can put dynamically. Like in the upcoming videos, we will see how you can enter the fixed text and dynamic things. For now, we will just map the data from the previous node. Like there are other things that you can do with the dynamic. And so this is another topic. What is a dynamic thing? I know there are lots of small topics in the automation that you have to learn, but trust me, it will not take 10 to 15 hours more than that to learn everything about the automation. But once you learn everything about the automation, you become the automation expert, and you don't have to worry about anything at all after that. Right. So yeah, I'm trying to cover as much as things are possible. So, but for now, we are going to do map the data from the previous node to this specific node, right? Which is we are going to map the first name, last name, email, and phone number. So let's map the first name. So to map that, just this is known as a data mapper, the plus icon. So click on the plus icon, then click on select a category. So there might be multiple applications. So we are going to create select the first app. So in that there might be multiple fields. So what we want the first name. So you can search what you wanted to map, right? There are lots of things you would like to map, but among these you wanted to map first name. So this is the first name, right? Just to confirm. So this is the first name. Not this is not the first name. So again click on this. So read what you wanted to map. So I'm not able to find. So I know what I have entered in the first name with what my name, which is Ritik. So I have just typed Ritik. So I wanted to map Ritik. But this is dynamic. If next time someone fills the form, his name is John. So at that time, the data of John will come in this specific thing. In upcoming module, we also have the in detail tutorial on data mapper, which is the specific plus icon. But we are currently creating very simple automation here. So that's why. But even to create a simple automation, you have to go through lots of a concept. But once you learn all the concepts, then after that you don't have to learn anything because you master that skills. You just have to learn different use cases and the theory you have already completed. To create the one automation, you have to go through all the theories, or you have to create the 10 automation, you have to learn all the theories. So this is about automation. Or else we will also create the videos like this is like click videos like if you wanted to do this, like click on this button and after this button, and you don't have to worry about the behind logic, like how things work. You just have to follow the instructions and you will still be able to create the automation, but you will not be able to understand the entire logic, how automation works and everything. So if you wanted to properly understand how how you can use the automation, then you have to learn the logic of the automation as well. So we are going to look about this data mapper in detail, but for now, just click on the plus icon and then select the field. Like in this case, you know that while testing, you have enter Ritik. So I'm just searching the word keyword Ritik so that I will be able to find like this data mapper, right? So next time whatever, if someone enter anything at this position, that particular field will come here. If someone enters John next time, John will come here, right? Similarly for last time, just click on this plus icon, select on the category or app, and after that click, like I know in this particular column I have entered Veer. You can just search everything that you have received, or else you can just remember what you have entered and check that particular thing. After the same for the email, I know I have what was the email that I have entered, Ritik P24. So just click on that. And after that, the phone number. If you remember, it was 1122 So this is the phone number. Just confirm that. So yeah. So in configuration step, you have to enter everything that is asked to perform that specific action. So in this specific action, which is insert a row in a Google Sheet, you have to give your Google Sheet ID. You have to give a sheet name, the first name, last name, email, and phone number. Maybe if it is a different application and you wanted to perform a different step, then the configuration might be changed. Even the setup to give the permission to that application might be changed. So only these are the things that do usually change uh, application to application, right? So for now, to perform this insert a row, it is like these are the details you have to enter. So we have successfully entered all the details that are required, and after that you have to do submit. Once everything is submitted, so see, configuration step has also been checked. So to check if everything is working properly or not, you just have to click on test this node. Just click on test this node. Once you click on test this node, you will see the green pop-up has come, the task executed successfully, and you will also see test step has also been successfully completed. To see if everything is right or not, just click on hide sample data, show sample data, and you will be able to see row inserted successfully. Message has been received from the Google end, right? Uh, yeah, so these are the things, and to see if everything is properly working or not, just go to Google Sheet to see if you have actually received the data or not. And you can see I didn't type anything. So at the real time, because I am not even editing this video, so at the real time, uh, all the data that you have entered in the form has added in this second row, the Google Sheet. To test this, if everything is working properly or not, what we'll do, we will just add one more. We will fill this form one more time. Let's say there is another user, and the username is again uh, John and Smith, and the email for the John is John at the rate abc dot co dot in, some random email, and the phone number is 9998877665544. It's too long. Yeah, address maybe John is living in uh, New York, New York. Is the spelling of New York right? Yeah, it is New York. Yeah, so John is living in New York, and yeah, so it's New York City again. Yeah, it is a city in York State. Yeah, so the state name is York, and the city name is New York. So the state address is York. So again, the country is US. Yeah, and this is because I have get bored. So country is America. So there is no America. America said okay. USA. So we'll just keep country as a blank. It's as it is not required, and the delivery type is cached. So if someone fills a form, so we should currently, let's see, the Google Sheet is blank and it is 7:24 p.m. It is 7:25, and as soon as I submitted the form in within 2 to 3 seconds, yeah, so within a second, I have received the same data in my Google Sheet, which means at real time if the two applications these are the two applications which are forms.app and Google Sheet was successfully able to connect using AutoAPI, and when the task executed will go to 2 because we have executed the task. The three was because in the testing mode, there was one task executed, and after that we executed two tasks, which is forms.app and Google Sheet. So that's why three. If we fill the form once more, so which we'll do quickly, there should be two tasks executed, one and two. So this is about task executed. So the task executed will go to five, right? So let's do test, and then test, and then da 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 da. Right, and then nothing is required for phone number. Let's do like this, and just to cache and submit. So let's select the product and just do submit. So once this is submitted, the data to should be added, and this data has been added. And if you refresh here, the task executed will be to 5, which means two tasks has been executed. And in your dashboard, you can see while recording this video, I think there was some task already executed. In the task history, you will see. In the upcoming videos, we are going to see how you can debug or look how this history is being managed so that it will be easy for you. You can see 3000 tasks were given to you, 8 has been successfully executed, and 2,992 are left. So if you're a small business owner and your automation requirement is very, very simple like this, and even like your customer are 500 or 1,000, so if you're setting an automation, not auto happy, so for you, it is kind of a free for lifetime because we offer, if you go to our pricing plan, we offer 3,000 free tasks every month. So for you, it will be like it will never reach 3,000 tasks, and it will be for free for you for lifetime. But if your business is very grown and your requirement is this, so considering our free plan of 25,000 tasks for 949 is very affordable, and and it is very affordable price that we are offering as of now. Yeah, so this is about, and let's go to our documentation, like creating a simple workflow. Yeah, even it was simple, uh, 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 it took time, right? So the next lesson is managing workflow status. Yeah, so it is very interesting and very small topic. It will not take much. So workflow status is like this is currently live. If I change the status to pause, so why pause? See, you can change the status from here to pause, right? And you can also change the status from if you go back, and you can also change the status. You can just, if this is live, you can just click on three dots and edit status and change the status to pause, or usually you do pause, right? Why you do pause? Because there is an also option of delete. If you delete the workflow, let's say Google Sheet to Gmail, if I delete this workflow, uh, if I have to do like create this workflow again, so you have to do everything like whatever the steps that we have to did, configuring, set up the configuration and proper everything that we have performed just now. You have to repeat every steps, but if you just change the status, if you change the status of workflow to, let's say, pause or live, if I change for the workflow, and now if I fill the form, if I go and fill the form again, so again, let's say anything, any data, dot, anything, before dot, it should be something. And as I know, it will be nothing but just, yeah, once I submit this, select the product even after that and submit this. So it is 7:29 p.m. You can see it should get submitted. Let's see. It's loading, maybe because of my internet speed. Let's wait for a second. Hmm. So yeah, the form has been submitted successfully. And if you go to Google Sheet, so and even refresh and wait for 10 seconds, that after the test, whatever the details that we have entered, I don't recall, but yeah, it will not come here in a Google Sheet because the automation has paused completely, right? So if you pause here and even if you refresh, there will be no task executed because automation was never executed, right? So if you pause and now if I do live, so if you can test once you, because the duration of the video will increase. Currently it is 37 minutes already, but yeah, I will just do. And now if I do live, if I again change the status to live, then it will work. If the workflow should work as it is expected, which means if someone fills the form, then the details should be. If I'm just filling up the form, anything dot com, as there is no validation, just in case of name, let's add this, and everything is optional, just leave that. And if I think I have to select the product. If I now submitted, the form is submitted, and then let's close the chat GPT. And if I go again, and I think these are the details that has been entered. And even if you go to Auto Appy and refresh, it should go from 5 to 7. Yeah, because we have changed the status. So this is the status of entire workflow. But what if there are lots of branches? Like we have already covered what is branches in our earlier videos, right? So let's say there are lots of branches, right? Google Classroom, etc. There are lots of branches. And now what you want is that entire workflow should work, right? Now instead of deleting, because if you, let's say you have configured everything, but now what you want this branch because your business requirement change. Maybe you are sending something premium uh, mail to your Google Sheet, and after that you are sharing them something Google Docs. But now, as your business requirement had changed, and what you want, you just wanted to pause this particular automation, not entire automation, but you just wanted to pause the specific branch, which is Gmail, and the further updates. So you can just change the status of that specific branch to pause, right? So that you don't have to delete the branch. If you delete the branch, you have to again create everything that we have done, right? But if you change the status to pause, next time you wanted to restart that service, the only thing that you have to do is go again in a gearbox. Okay, you have to click on hamburger menu, gearbox, click on edit status button, and then just change the status to the status that you wanted to change, right? So this is the status that will be changed. So yeah, so this was about the status, right? So this is about managing the workflow status. We have also seen the status of the node. So the different type of status. By default, the status is in draft mode. Currently, we didn't perform any action on this specific node. So this is in draft mode, which means all the three steps, which is setup, complete, and configure and test. If you notice, we didn't change any status for the Google Sheet. Still, it went till to live. Why? Because once you complete all the three steps, which is setup, configure, and test, the status will automatically change to live. And once even a one node of an workflow status automatically goes to live, then the entire workflow status goes to live. This is the thing that we have designed. But by default, whenever you add a new node, it is in a draft, even so that even so it is in by default in draft mode. So uh, even if I'll just change the status again to draft as it was, because manually I have changed. No one does this manually. Yeah, so even let's say these are the status that exists after of this, and now even after the status are there and there is incomplete branch, and I fill the form. Like you are planning to make this kind of a future updates in your automation, but it is not completed, and your this live automation is ongoing. So even someone like some of your customers feels, do again John, or let's do John and last name test apart from this dummyemail.com and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and just to cache, and once everything is done, just click and select a product. So now, if this customer fills the information, now let's see. There is a task executed. I will just refresh. The task executed is 7. The last entry is this. Even I have unfinished three nodes, which is draft, and classroom. Even after that, if some new customer fills a form, the automation will work as it is expected to work, right? So I will just wait. This is taking time. So I will just wait. Maybe because of my internet speed, or maybe this side is, let's confirm you're not a robot. Yeah, the validation from forms.app that I'm not a robot because I'm filling lots of the form. So if this fails, it is just because I have filled lots of form from one laptop. But yeah, I have the form is successfully submitted, and if you go John test and the random email have the data has been entered in the Google Sheet. And if you go again, the count should change from 7 to I think 7 plus 2, which is 9. And all other 5, 5, 5, 5. Maybe let's okay, okay. So if it is in draft mode, it goes task is not live, task is in draft, task is in draft. So yeah, it does count the task, but what if it is in pause and its status? And let's do it is in pause. And yeah, even for this, let's do it as a pause. Okay, so instead of draft, let's do it as a pause and refill the form. Let's go again back. And if there is no need to worry if there is any kind of issue in the statuses, like if your data is being test.com, a.com, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6. If there is some issue or bug like this, we'll resolve that within 24 hours. Maybe it should not happen, but maybe we have not seen this thing while time of recording. I have thought about that, but uh, yeah, no issue. Will not cut this recording and upload. because we will fix this issue for sure. So if the status is this, so if one's form is submitted, it should go. The data will come here, which is this, and from 11 it should go to, let's see, it has go to 15. So why 15? Because 2 has failed. So it has also counted this particular. Yeah, although it is not working, so it has given the error that it is not working. But the only thing is that, yeah, it is not a bug. We have specifically mentioned that the node. So if we observe very carefully, because of status, the only node that has been calculated, like it is not a bug actually. We have thought on that. Uh, but yeah, we will try to make a new thing so that its amount should not get deducted from your account. But we will work on that. But it's not a bug. It is while time of debugging, you should know maybe you have changed the status so that reason of a failure should be known to you, like why it has failure. Like two tasks, like the task is not live, so this is the reason. Like current status is paused. So you should know, like by mistakenly you are expecting that it should work, but it is not working. So why it is not working? So the reason should be very clear. The task status. Currently, I'm just doing, so I know consciously that this should not work. What if while explanation or while something we will see that there is a module of error handling in advanced course currently. If you go to autoappy.com and if you go to learn.autoappy, I will not cut this section because it's not a bug. Only thing is that it should not cut the amount from your account, but if it is not cutting the amount, still you have to calculate that and note down that it was in the pause mode. Otherwise, if you are expecting that it should, sometimes what happen after a very complicated thing, business owner also expect that there should be something which says that it was in a pause and that's why we didn't proceed. If we don't give any kind of like any kind of if you go to dashboard and these are the failure reason. If you don't give any kind of a failure reason and we just say okay, all everything is working. So what will be the difference between just two nodes and the more node, let's say 4 to 5 nodes, uh, which are there, but it is in pause mode or draft mode. So there should be something which is clearly saying that these are the nodes that are there, but it is in pause mode, right? So that's why we didn't remove it completely. Otherwise, these are the dashboard history you will see Google Form, Google Sheet, like yeah, because there were two nodes. But now we didn't proceed further, and we said it failed because you changed the status to uh, uh, not live, right? You changed the status from live to different, or it was never in the live. So got failed. But the only thing that should not happen is that if it is inbuilt failure, that it should not uh, cut the uh, whatever we call it should not calculate the count. So maybe I will explain the team to or we will be working on this thing, and we will fix that. It should be so you can just comment, should we calculate that task consume or not? Because if we are doing, because yeah, if you notice it consumed the four tasks, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it didn't counted this, which is five. So it just increased by four, it didn't increase by five, which means even after there were 10 different tasks, it may not have uh, counted that. It will still count four. So that I'm sure about. But yeah, this is the sufficient discussion that we have done. There is no bug as of now. I thought it is, but this is a live recording. Still, I will not cut this recording, and we will continue with the course. If someone is very beginner and thinking like, what happened? No need to worry. Everything is okay. The only thing is that I'm recording after this long time. So yeah. So just bear with me. So, okay, we have successfully completed the module 2 and also we have seen the module 3, lots of things of module 3. Soon we are going to, after a short break, I will record the module 3. As I know, there are not too many steps to explain in module 3 because there is a node setup which we have already seen, like the step 1, step 2, step 3. Whenever you wanted to configure the node, we have already explained this topic as well. Let's say this is the node that you have added. What is node? We have already seen. So this is the node. So if you wanted to set up this node, so you have to complete 3 steps, which means connecting the Google Sheet Docs. So you can just create on a connection and you can just connect your Google Docs or whatever the permissions. Maybe for now it is very easy, which is connect. But if the application, I will just close this. If the application is different, let's say application like Party. So in that the connection type may be different, right? In Party, if you go in Party to complete this status, you can just minimize this. So see, to create a new connection, you have to give access token and endpoint, and these are the instructions that you have to follow to bring access token. It might be 1 2 3 4. Endpoint is this, and whatever this, you have to give a valid thing. Otherwise, it will not work. So even if you give invalid, it will proceed like what are the details you have to enter. Let's say WhatsApp number, template name, broadcast name, or whatever the details that you have to enter. So even after that, you enter the wrong things. Like let's say I'm entering the wrong details and do save, it will do. But if you do test this app, it will throw an error. It should throw an error. Let's wait. Uh, Test this app. It will definitely throw an error. So data saved successfully. After this, test this app. If you do hide and show, currently maybe the pop-up is not working. Yeah, it should give you instead of party. If we do a different app, hmm, let's say AI Sensi again, different app. And just for sake of completion, we are doing this. Just click on this hamburger. Uh, then create new connection. You have to enter API key. If you enter the dummy API key and proceed, you will have the campaign, mobile number, whatever the username. If you fill the dummy and do submit and click on test, see this is the error, like error executing task. It will not go to live. The status will not go. It is still in the draft mode and it is not configured. So even if you enter the dummy things, it might enter like because you have entered, so that's why it is accepted. If it is Google, it will not. So you have to enter the proper details, whatever. So to create a connection, you have to enter a valid API key, which is required, and after that, how to find an API key of any license or any platform that you have chosen. There will be proper instructions. You will be recording proper in detail videos for different application that you wanted to use. From application to application, everything will be changed, and we will have proper in detail videos to know how you can complete these steps, which is setup, then configure and test. Once you're set up and configure, which is for setup, you have to give all the permissions like API key, BRA token, or everything, whatever is asked in setup. After that, for configuration, you have to read this description, or else you can also watch our videos and we will be creating all the videos for different application and once the setup and configuration is completed, see all the even for party it was coming, maybe my the speed of my laptop was slow, that's why the error messages are coming less. I press lots of times that button and now every message is coming at a time. So yeah, but because of my laptop it was lagging, but we have tested this application and it is working as it is expected, right? But once you enter all the details and do test, it will not work. See, even the error message is there. We will discuss about the error at the time. We will also see what is the error message. But in error, it is saying unauthorized, which means we have given invalid credentials. So if someone is coder or something or some background of development, so they will know the status unauthorized, which means the insert setup we have given wrong credentials. If you are from not a technical, you can just copy this message, Control C. You can just go to ChatGPT and ask what does it means? What does this means? I am trying to fill the information in Vati. in Auto Appy, which is a no code platform. Platform. I am whatever you are entering. I'm entering setup step step of Vati. Uh, and what you enter is and I was asked to enter API key. So you can just say I was asked to enter API key and I am getting whatever the message you have got. So this is the message we got. If I have to see, so this was the message that I got, name error, whatever. You can just ask ChatGPT if you are getting an error and there is no YouTube video. So see, here are a few things. API key, make sure you have entered the API key is proper or not. Give the permissions. Maybe token has an expire or whatever the reasons are there, right? So even ChatGPT will be able to answer that. So if you are very beginner coder and using different apps, so no need to worry. But if you add any nodes, so these are the nodes that we have added, and you are expecting that automation to work, but but to to but this automation will only work if you configure the node properly. And so to configure the node properly, you have to complete setup, then configure, and if everything is working fine, then test mode is like will be working properly. So this is was the module 3 lesson 1 about node setup. So after that there is a node configuration. So setup, I just explained what is setup. So this is was the first step. Configuration means whatever the details that are coming. So in Google Sheet you have seen the details where like Google ID and whatever this. So every app will have some kind of a configuration, right? So if you see again back in a Google Sheet. So, so this were the steps asked in configure, right? But if you go in party, so there might be different things asked in configure, right? So these are like, what is the WhatsApp number of the person to whom you wanted to send a message? Which template message you have to send? These are the in the description we have very clearly mentioned. What is the broadcast name? It is optional. Or what is the custom parameter? Sorry. We will be uh, we will have in detail videos about every application. Every application has different action, and every action, configuration will change. The setup is uh, the setup is common for one application. Let's say the party is there. If you given the setup, I can reuse, right? Even for a Google Sheet, if I have given the setup and if I choose Google Sheet and instead of insert a row in a Google Sheet. If I wanted to do, it's a copy of worksheet, right? And I wanted to add a node. So now the node is still Google Sheet, but so for setup, I can do existing connection and use the previous connection which we have already used, which we have already talked about. We can also use the existing connection. I can just do save connection. But see, the configure step has changed, like the sheet ID, the source ID, and everything, because the node has changed, the action type of the node has changed. So if that changed, the configure step changed. No need to worry about that. No need to learn everything. Whatever the use case are there, you will find YouTube videos of every application and every topic in our YouTube. So this is again our YouTube channel. You just have to search about auto app and the application name and the action name that you wanted to have. And in upcoming videos, with this all the details, we are also going to paste the YouTube link so that it will be very beneficial for you to configure the apps. So in Node, again going back in Node configuration, after the node setup, there is a node configuration, right, that you have to do, which will change from node to node. And after the node configuration, the last thing is node testing, right? So which we have already seen. If you do the setup and configure step properly, then you have to do node testing. And if everything is okay, you'll get a success message. So that are the things you have to take consideration about. So we'll take a short break as it is 1 hour, and after the break we will. So I will take break as you are already watching the recording. And after that, we will see advanced node setting and data mapping, which is our fourth module. And after that, we will see workflow feature, which is our last module. And we will complete this AutoAppy foundation course. Thank you.